ഹെർണാണ്ടസ് എടുക്കുന്നു. ഭാവി ലെഫ്റ്റ് ഫുട്ടറാണ്. സോ ഓബിയസ്ലി ഒരു ഔട്ട് സ്വിങ്ങിങ് കോർണർ തന്നെയായിരിക്കും വരാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഭാവിയുടെ കോർണർ വരുന്നു, ലോങ് കോർണർ. ഇത് നേരെ ഒഴിഞ്ഞു മാറി നിൽക്കുന്ന ജെറിയിലേക്കാണ് വരുന്നത്. ജെറി അത് ഒരു പാസ് നൽകുന്നു. അരിഡായി കബ്രേറ, അരിഡായിയെ രാഹുൽ ഭേക്കെ, വിഘ്നേഷ് ദക്ഷിണമൂർത്തി വന്ന് തടയുന്നു.
എങ്ങനെയാണോ ഫസ്റ്റ് ബീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചത് മൊർത്താദ ഫാളിനെ, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു ആക്ഷനിൽ തന്നെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ ടൈമിലി ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നു വിഘ്നേഷ് ദക്ഷിണമൂർത്തി.
കബ്രേറ ലാ ലീഗയിൽ മയോർക്കയുടെ താരമായിരുന്നു ബിഫോർ ഹീറോ ISL. ഈ സീസണിൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ 4ാമത്തെ ഗോളാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ മാച്ചിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടെ നേടിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇന്നത്തെ മാച്ചിലെ പ്രത്യേകത, ഇതിനു മുൻപ് നേടിയ 3 ഗോളുകളും ബിപിൻ സിംഗിന്റെ മുന്നേറ്റം. മറുഭാഗത്ത് മുംബൈ, ബിപിൻ പന്തുമായി. ബിപിൻ ഒരു കട്ട് ബാക്ക് നൽകാനുള്ള ശ്രമമായിരുന്നു, പക്ഷേ നല്ലൊരു ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് കാണാം അവിടെ. ഹെക്ടർ റോഡസ്. കോർണറാണ് മുംബൈക്ക്.
വീണ്ടും ഒരു ഹെഡർ പാസ് നൽകുന്നു അങ്കുളോ. അതിനുശേഷം സ്ട്രൈക്കിംഗ് സോണിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നു. ഒരു കട്ട് പാസിനുള്ള ശ്രമമായിരുന്നു. വീണ്ടും അവിടെ ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു ഹെക്ടർ.
സെറ്റ് പീസ് പൊസഷനിൽ എടുക്കുന്നു മുംബൈ. രാഹുൽ ഭേക്കെ, വിഘ്നേഷ് അകത്തേക്ക് വരുന്നു. വിഘ്നേഷ് പന്തുമായി കാലിൽ നിയന്ത്രിച്ച് നിർത്തി ബിപിന് കൈമാറുന്നു. വീണ്ടും ഒരു ഹെൻറി ആന്റണിയുടെ ടാക്കിലാണ്. ഗ്രേറ്റ് ടാക്കിൾ എന്ന് പറയാം. ഒരു ഗോൾ കിക്ക് മാത്രമായി മാറുന്നു.
വീണ്ടും വിഘ്നേഷ് അവിടെ ജെറിയെ മറികടന്നുകൊണ്ട് പാസ് നൽകുന്നു ബിപിൻ സിംഗിന്. അതിനുശേഷം ആ പന്തെടുത്ത് മുന്നേറാനുള്ള ശ്രമം, അവിടെ സ്ലൈഡിംഗ് ടാക്കിൾ നടത്തുന്നു
ഹെൻറി ആന്റണി. ചെന്നൈ സിറ്റി FC മുൻ ചെന്നൈ സിറ്റി FC പ്ലെയറാണ് ഹെൻറി ആന്റണി. അവിടെ നിന്നാണ് ഒഡീഷ FC വന്നത്. ആൻഡ് പ്ലേയിങ് ഇൻ ദ സെക്കൻഡ് ഇയർ ഹീറോ ISL. ഹെൻറി ആന്റണി ഒഡീഷയുടെ റൈറ്റ് ഫുൾ ബാക്ക്. ഗോൾ കീപ്പറുടെ ഒരു നല്ലൊരു സപ്ലൈ എന്ന് തന്നെ പറയാം. പന്ത് അതിവേഗം അറ്റാക്കിംഗ് തേർഡിലേക്ക്. നന്ദകുമാർ ശേഖർ, നന്ദകുമാറിന്റെ ക്രോസ്. ബോക്സിന്റെ നടുവിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് ആ പന്ത് ഡേഞ്ചർ ബോളാണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഫേക്കയുടെ ക്ലിയറൻസ്.
ഒരു ഗ്രൗണ്ടർ ക്രോസിനാണ് ശ്രമിച്ചത് നന്ദകുമാർ. വീണ്ടും ആ പന്ത് മൊർത്താദ ഫാൾ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യുന്നു.
ജെറി, പക്ഷെ ജെറിയിൽ നിന്നും ആ പന്ത് അഹമ്മദ് ജാഖ് റാഞ്ചി എടുക്കുന്നു. അപ്പുയ്യ ഇടത്തു ഭാഗത്തേക്ക് ബിബിന് നൽകുന്നു. അത് ഡയഗണൽ ബോൾ. അതൊരു ലോങ് ബോളാണ്. ബിബിൻ അതിനെ ഓടിയെത്താൻ കഴിയുന്നില്ല. ജസ്റ്റ് വീണ്ടും ആ ഭാഗത്ത് ഒരു പരസ്പര കൃത്യമായി ഒരു ദൂരം അളന്ന് കുറിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പാസിങ്ങിന് സാധിക്കാതെ പോകുന്ന കാഴ്ച നമുക്ക് കാണാം. അവിടെ ഡിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ എന്നൊരു സംശയം ഇല്ലാതില്ല. അതൊരു മുംബൈക്ക് അനുകൂലമായ 2ാമത്തെ കോർണറായി മാറുകയാണത്. ഫാൾ നമുക്കറിയാം. 15 ഗോളുകൾ ഹെഡറിൽ നിന്ന് മാത്രം. ഹീറോ ISL ചരിത്രത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഹെഡർ ഗോളുകൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പേരിലാണ്. മുംബൈയുടെ ക്യാപ്റ്റൻ മൊർത്താദ ഫാൾ. അതേപോലെ അഹമ്മദ് ജാഹുവിന്റെ സെറ്റ് പീസുകളും മൊർത്താദ ഫാളിന്റെ ഹെഡറും ഒരു ഡെഡ്ലി കോമ്പിനേഷനാണ് ഹീറോ ISL. ഇത്തവണ ഒരു ഷോർട്ട് കോർണറൊക്കെയാണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. ഷാഹു മൊർത്താദ ഫാളിലേക്ക്. പ്ലാനിങ് പ്രോപ്പറായിരുന്നു. വീണ്ടും ആ ഫാർ എൻഡിലേക്ക്, സെക്കൻഡ് പോസ്റ്റിലേക്കാണ് ആ പന്ത് പോകുന്നത്.
ഷോർട്ട് കോർണർ എടുത്ത് ആ ഒരു കർവിങ് ഒരു ബോൾ, അതവിടെ കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ മൊർത്താദ ഫാളിനെ കണക്ക് കൂട്ടിക്കൊണ്ട് തന്നെയുള്ളൊരു ബോളാണ് നൽകാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചത്. പക്ഷെ അവിടെ ഒരു നമുക്ക് ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് എടുത്ത് പറയേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. ഹെക്ടർ
അഹമ്മദ് ജാഖുവിന്റെ ഡയഗണൽ ഫോർവേഡ് ബോൾ വലത്തു ഭാഗത്തേക്ക്. റെയ്നിയർ ത്രൂ. ഇഗോറങ്കുളോ തിരികെ വീണ്ടും റെയ്നിയർക്ക് നൽകാനുള്ള ശ്രമം. പന്ത് ഇൻ പ്ലേയിൽ തന്നെ നിർത്തുന്നു. അമൈറാണ് അവിടെ. അപ്പുയ്യ, സ്റ്റിൽ അപ്പുയ്യയുടെ ഒരു ഷോർട്ട് പാസ്. ഗബ്രിയേൽ വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു ബോക്സിനുള്ളിൽ. പക്ഷേ വീണ്ടും ടോപ്പ് ക്ലാസ് ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് ഫ്രം ഹെക്ടർ റോഡസ്. ആവി ഹെർണാണ്ടസ്. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ മത്സരത്തിന്റെ ആദ്യത്തെ 21 മിനിറ്റുകൾ ഇപ്പോൾ കടന്നു പോയിരിക്കുന്നു. ഒഡീഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഇപ്പോഴാണ് ഹാവി ഒരു പന്തെടുത്ത് കളിക്കുന്ന കാഴ്ച നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. ഹാവി ഹെർണാണ്ടസ് ഇന്ന് സ്ട്രൈക്കറായിട്ടാണ് കളിക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ ഈ ആദ്യത്തെ 20-21 മിനിറ്റുകളിൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ കോൺട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ കാര്യമായി ഒഡീഷയ്ക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ലെന്ന് കാണാം. എന്നാൽ അരിഡായ് കബ്രേറ മൈതാനത്തിന്റെ മുഴുവനും ഓടിക്കളിക്കുന്ന കാഴ്ചയും നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നു.
ഇവിടെ എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ ഹാവി ഹെർണാണ്ടസിന്റെ കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷങ്ങളിലെ കളികൾ നമ്മൾ നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു വിഡ്രോ സ്ട്രൈക്കറായിട്ട് കളിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലെയർ ആയിരുന്നു. അതായത് ബോൾ ഫീഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിവുള്ള ഒരു പ്ലെയർ ആയിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ ഒരു സ്ട്രൈക്കറുടെ പൊസിഷനിലേക്ക് വന്നത് കൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം ചിലപ്പോൾ വേണ്ടത്ര സ്ട്രൈക്കിംഗ് മൂവ്മെന്റ്സുകൾ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നില്ല ഇന്നത്തെ മത്സരത്തിൽ ഹാവി ഹെർണാണ്ടസിന്റെ.
ഹെൻറി ആന്റണി, ഹെൻറിയുടെ ത്രൂ ടു ജെറി, തിരികെ വീണ്ടും ഹെൻറിയിൽ നിന്ന് പന്ത് റാഞ്ചി എടുക്കുന്നു. ഗബ്രിയേൽ അങ്കുളോയ്ക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. അങ്കുളോയുടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ടച്ച് അത്ര നല്ലതായില്ല. അരിഡായ് കബ്രേറയാണ്. ഇതാണ് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞത്. അരിഡായ് കബ്രേറ സ്ട്രൈക്കറാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഒഡീഷയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി മൈതാനം മുഴുവൻ നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്ന ഓടിക്കളിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സാന്നിധ്യമായിട്ട് ഇന്നും തുടക്കം മുതൽ നമുക്ക് അരിഡായിയെ കാണാം.
അത് മാത്രമല്ല, അങ്കുളയുടെ സെക്കൻഡ് ടച്ച് കറക്റ്റ് പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പന്ത് ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചു. അരിഡായിക്ക് ഒരു ത്രോയ് നേടിയെടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നു.
2019-20 സീസണിൽ he played with RCD Mallorca in La Liga. Aridai Cabrera. ജെറി ഹെൻറി സെന്ററിലേക്ക് നൽകുന്നു. തോയ്ബ, ഐസക്, ഒരു ത്രൂ ബോളാണ്. ഒഡീഷയുടെ മുന്നേറ്റം. നന്ദ, അവിടെ ജെറി ഫ്രീ ആയിട്ട് വലതുഭാഗത്ത് വെയിറ്റിംഗ് ആയിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ആ പാസ് കൃത്യമായി നൽകാൻ നന്ദയ്ക്ക് സാധിക്കുന്നില്ല. അവിടെ അത് ഇന്റർസെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നു.
3 പ്ലെയേഴ്സുകളുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ലെഫ്റ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു ഹാവി ഹെർണാണ്ടസ്, അതുപോലെ റൈറ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ ജെറി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പന്ത് മിസ്സാക്കി കളയുന്നു നന്ദകുമാർ. വീണ്ടും ഒരു ബിൽഡപ്പിന് ശ്രമിക്കുന്നു മുംബൈ സിറ്റി.
രാഹുൽ ഭേക്കെ, 1-1 സമനിലയിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നു. ഇന്ത്യൻ സൂപ്പർ ലീഗിൽ ഇതേവരെ 4 തവണയാണ് ഇരു ടീമുകളും ഏറ്റും. ഇത് 5ാമത്തെ മത്സരമാണ് അവരുടെ. ഈ 2 തവണയാണ് 2 ടീമുകളും വിജയിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഈ മത്സരത്തിലെ പൊസഷനും അതേപോലെ ഇതേവരെ തുല്യമാണ്. 50-50 ബോൾ പൊസഷൻ. നല്ലൊരു സപ്ലൈ ആൻഡ് റിസീവിംഗ്. ഗബ്രിയേൽ, ഗ്രേറ്റ് ഷോട്ട് തന്നെയാണ്. കാരണം ആ ഷോട്ട് ഗോൾ കീപ്പറുടെ മുന്നിൽ വന്ന് ഡിപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പന്താണ്. ഗ്രേറ്റ് ലോങ് റേഞ്ചറാണ്. രക്ഷപ്പെടുത്താൻ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടേറിയ ഷോട്ടാണ്. എങ്കിലും കമൽജീത്ത് ഗുഡ് സേവ്.
അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഇവിടെ ഒരു കോമ്പിനേഷൻ വർക്കൗട്ടാണ് നടന്നത്. അവിടെ ജാഹുവും ഗബ്രിയേലും തമ്മിലുള്ള അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ടൈം 1 ടച്ച് കളിക്കുന്നു. അതിനുശേഷം ഒരുപാട് സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നല്ലൊരു ഷോട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഉതിർത്തത് ഗബ്രിയേൽ.
Two seasons with Chennaiyin without ever appearing in the Hero Indian Super League. Got his debut here with ODISHA. That's well worked. Will be really launched across from left to right. The finish is in the way. Then Bipin nudges it beyond the opponent and then seeks to beat them with his blistering pace, and he's done well here as Bipin. He's only got Angulo to aim at in the centre, and that's the second time tonight the ball has eluded Angulo by no more than a foot.
That's brilliant work from Bipin there on that wing again. As soon as it falls for him, there's absolutely no chance with Henry there in a foot race. Goes past him with ease, and he puts a good ball in there in that area where a keeper can't come out. Igor Angulo should be gambling with that one.
Yeah, we're right up above the dugouts here, particularly the Mumbai City one. And immediately that incident happened, Des Buckingham went to his substitutes, Katatau in particular, to say something to them all. But if you get on, be a bit more precise or whatever it might be, I'm not sure. But he wanted a word with them all. Very entertaining 25 minutes. And there are the substitutes for Mumbai. In there is Katatau. He was the one that Des Buckingham picked out in particular. coaches have to be thinking all the time, on their feet. Decent ball in, Angulo! And he's just got a big enough hand on it to prevent Angulo adding to that impressive goal tally. Quick feet there, good movement, and now it's Odisha's turn to attack. With Nanda streaking forward. Faust chased him. And they've given the ball away to Cassio Gabriella. Now Bipin Singh. Cassio plays that role, doesn't he, just behind the strikers. And in front of this man, Jahu. Once again, the game looks easy.
Again, Mumbai taking their time in possession, not really forcing the passes. They're pushed all the way behind.
Yeah, all the way back to Mohammad Awas. Well, that's certainly giving him a bit to do to keep the ball in play. Rahul Becky. Yeah, right, they're keeping the ball well. There are two scary passes in this chapter. Now a long ball from Jahu. He doesn't give it away very often. Ranawadi to foul. The giant Senegalese. Well, I imagine he's always scored goals throughout his career with that height. They must have put together 20 passes here.
Yeah, but it's not really troubling Odisha FC, I think, at the moment. A lot of those passes are ahead of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now Bipin gets it back, and the move will finally stall. And then Jerry does lose it to Jahu again. They can drive in from here with Cassio. Possession, the name of the game here for Mumbai City. It's impressive. It is Cassio. He's still there in the area. Just fended away. Not for very long. Renier gets involved. As does Ipuya. He'll go for the goal. He's smacked it over the top. Well over the top as well.
Well, you know what he was trying to do. Hit that top corner there from that distance. Again, good work from Cassio Gabriel. He's been very lively for this team. Some good passes along. One to Renier. There's no one really putting pressure on him, so they're inviting that shot, but he gets his shot completely wrong, I would say. Again, we can look at that opportunity from Angulo. Does really well to get ahead of his defender. Very difficult technique, but manages to hit the target. Again, Kamaljit is behind that.
Yeah, Kamaljit's been kept busy by Angulo and co. 7 goals this season already for the Spaniard. Top scorer in the league last season. Got the winning goal for Goa against Odisha in the last campaign. Funny how some players love playing against certain opposition. Imagine Jahu could play against anybody. Ooh, Rahul Becky tests his keeper's footwork. Well, it's lovely football, and Cassio's got a lot of room to work him this time. Which way is he going to go? Is he going to shoot? He'll pass the ball instead. It's taken on by Vignesh. Bipin's across in the centre. Here's the headed chance. Oh, he's put it wide. Big opening for Renier, and it's lovely movement from Mumbai City.
Again, you can see Cassio Gabriel running with that ball. A bit of a bobble there. Doesn't get a great first touch, but a beautiful ball from Vignesh. And Renier needs to be brave there. Has to be going into the box with a little more conviction and heading that. That should be a goal for Renier. Completely misses that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But it would appear that the referee's decided it's a corner, so he got a touch off somebody. The keeper's been tested here, Kamaljit. And they're taking the time over this one. Ahmed Jahu. He's 33 now. And there's the signal. The referee's assistant on sentry duty. Out as far as Cassio. And the ball ends up in the stands, and we will end up having a drink because it's 30 minutes played so far. Jahu's been on the score sheet. Aridai's been on the score sheet as well. Time for the coaches to have a little chat with all the players, and time for us to take a breather too.
The long hours, the late nights, smashing all records, bringing every boundary, go beyond limits. Fueled by Herbalife Nutrition.
Well, we've had a bristling start to this latest match in the Hero Indian Super League, and it was ODISHA who gave us a breathtaking start. Only 4 minutes on the clock when this happened. Aridai with the shot, the keeper struggling to keep it out, and it was Aridai's goal, and he's fourth in the colours of ODISHA. But then, look at that, beautifully curled in, casual, cool as you like, Mr. Jahu.
What a finish, John. Again, you just look at the replay. The curl he gets on it, he's not put any power behind it. He's using the pace of the pass and just guides that in the back of the net.
So a pretty good start to the evening again here, which is what we promised you. We've never failed to provide or to have enjoyment and entertainment in this stadium in Vasco da Gama, named after the great explorer. And having a look at their chart there, Mumbai on 21 goals are leading the way. ATK Mohun began with 18, and a couple of teams on 15 there, including ODISHA, 3 in fact. There's never any shortage of goals whenever these two teams play. Unfortunately for ODISHA, of course, they lost. They let in 6 last time out against Hyderabad.
Looking a lot more solid tonight, though, John. Looks like they've rectified those mistakes in training.
Rennie on the turn. Apuya at his side. Apuya's, well, he probably wishes now he'd be hoping that we don't show a replay of that one.
Well, that's his third attempt tonight, but he's getting them horribly wrong.
He's only ever scored once, and that was a cracker for North East against Kerala back in February. Rahul. Nicely measured ball to Vignesh. They're protecting the goalkeeper rather better there. Javi manages to elude Jahu, and on he goes. It is Javi Hernandez. He's slid it through by the keeper. Oh, flag raised. Heart-stopping moment though for Mohammad Nawaz.
That's going to be very, very close there. Let's have a look again. That's a beautiful run from Javi. Goes past a couple of players. That is not offside. He's got it wrong, the assistant referee.
Well, let's see if they get this right. There's a Rani Wadi fires it long here. This will be a throw-in. Henry Anthony managing to steer this one to safety. No shortage of incident once again in this game. Now is the cross ball, and Henry simply had to protect it. Bipin.
Good defending there from Henry again. It's been a difficult night with Bipin there, because Bipin comes with a lot of pace, but he's doing well, this young boy.
Jahu a touch. Jahu a second touch. Into the feet of Renier. Everything revolves around Jahu.
This is where you'd expect Odisha FC to put a little more pressure on the likes of Jahu and Apuya. They're allowing them a lot of time on the ball. And we've seen teams in the past hurting Mumbai City FCs when they put pressure on these two key players.
Bipin will turn here, take a return pass as well, where he was just stalked for the time being and put off. Keen work in the midfield from Toiber there. The youngsters in here. Angulo's not had a scoring opportunity tonight. Twice been close to getting on the end of things. Without quite making it. A cute back heel. It needs to be the right height as this one. Safely away as far as Javi. So skillful on the ball, Javi Hernandez. I say he scored 4 goals here this season, all of them with shots from outside the box. The ball is nicked away by Casio Gabriel, to give him his full name. And again.
A heavy touch from Isaac there, and Casio wins it back for them.
Another easy ball from Jahu, a clip in towards Angulo. Away once again, but out for the throw-in from Hendry.
Yeah, not the best header, John. Should be clearing his lines there.
Most of the play seems to be centred in that half of the field, which is probably what we were expecting. That's a silly free kick to give away, needless from Toiba. But it puts Mumbai into a potentially potent position. The question is the correct decision, I don't think. Well, he went a little push and a shove, and the referee awarded the free kick Mumbai's way.
Yeah, Toiba there just losing his runner for a second and then has to take him down. But this is a dangerous position, because you know Jahu will want to whip that ball in. We've got a couple of key players there, Rahul Beke, Murtada Fall, who are crucial at these set pieces.
Yep, question of getting it right from Jahu. Already set up 5 from set pieces. Always right-footed, always drifting across, and there's the goal. It was beautifully to another set piece, and Igor Angulo. If you want anybody to guarantee goals in the game, this is the man to turn to.
Well, Angulo, you can't keep him quiet for too long. That's just a brilliant header there. If you look at that again, Jahu whips that ball in, and Angulo with that flick, that's just brilliant. I mean, that's an amazing ball coming in. He's onside though, Angulo, and that's not an easy header, because he has to get the right amount of just a flick on it, and there's no chance for Kamalji there.
It's another super Mumbai City goal. Jahu, a super free kick, and Angulo, super header. 2-1 the lead. They've turned this one around, and Des Buckingham much happier than he was after 5 minutes. Furious. Rodas and Mongil, both furious.
Well, they would be very disappointed, Odisha FC. They started the game really well.
You have to admire the skill of Ahmed Jahu. He scored one tonight and made it look simple. He's laid another one on for Angulo. Takes the credit, of course, for getting on the end of things with his 8th goal of the season. It's his 22nd in not even a season and a half here. And it's made that scoreline for us with another 6 minutes to go to the break. Javi Hernandez now. He's got skills of his own. The ball is whipped away from him by Isaac, and Javi Hernandez looks disgusted there. He wanted to continue the move himself, but, you know, can't always blame somebody else. But he was frustrated there, Javi Hernandez, by his own man.
Yeah, he was, but you have to just get on with the game. It's fallen to your own player. Your player's made up the right pass, so just get on with the game, get into the box and try getting a second goal for Odisha FC.
The Islanders are ahead against the Juggernauts. Well, Darren Caldera will have the honour of nominating the hero of this match, and I can suspect already 1 or 2 contenders. Not for me to reveal.
We've seen so far a couple of good performances, but there's another half to go, so you never know, John.
Oh, absolutely. 50 minutes plus the added time in each half as Rahul Beke lopes forward with the ball at his feet. Seems to be a lot of space out there tonight, and then Rahul allows the ball to roll beneath his feet. Jerry will be quick to pick it up and hope that somebody in the black is awaiting a pass. It was Isaac. It's aimed towards Aridai, and then the back heel from foul takes the ball to safety. Back by Renier. Jahu. Apuya. Angulo cleverly manoeuvres the ball over to the left-hand side because he knew he had support down there, starting with Vignesh. It was at this end that Vignesh scored that fantastic goal last season. Pressure applied here. ODISHA not finding it easy to clear their lines. Of course, only a year ago, ODISHA finished bottom of the pile, bottom of the 11 clubs that make up the Hero Indian Super League. They had only 2 wins. Well, they've already overtaken that particular target this season. But they are leaking goals right now.
They wouldn't be happy with how the season is going on at the moment, because they started the season really well, but they just haven't been able to stop conceding goals. That's been a problem for them.
And Cassio Gabriel's nicked the ball away from them again here to prompt another attack forward from the light blues, or the sky blues. They are keeping the ball much better than ODISHA. This time Victor Mongill gets it away, but not very far. Here they come again with Apuya, with Bipin. Vignesh, the latest to find somebody in the same coloured shirt. This is going to be quite frustrating for ODISHA. If it keeps on like this, they're going to be tired out, chasing shadows.
Mumbai just taking their time on the ball again, like we've seen before. You can see ODISHA just sitting in their own half, not putting any sort of pressure on Mumbai.
You know, the most frustrated man in the stadium here right now will be Kiko Ramirez, the coach who is suspended and therefore unable to be down influencing proceedings on the touchline. You've seen Mumbai overtake that lead that was given early on. Really stung Mumbai into action, I think, did that goal. This one stings the referee's ankle, so he therefore has to stop play. We've seen a lot of that this season, but no blame attached to Mr. Venkatesh. Ankan is the 12th man of ODISHA. There you see the bench, which includes the assistants Kino Garcia and Anshul Ketia. Bipin's in here again. Oh, smothered by the keeper. Kamaljit manages to get on the ball, otherwise it was 3-1, and that might have been too much, too big a hurdle for ODISHA to overcome.
Well, that was so clever there from Jahu. The drop ball looks for Bipin right away.
I don't know what the possession stat is, but I suspect that Mumbai have had about 70% of it. And they underline that statistic right now, as the most assists this season shows that Jahu's right on top of the pile with 6. Notice the name Luna there as well, who gave us that brilliant goal last evening here. Luna of Kerala Blasters, who held to an enthralling 2-2 draw by FC Goa. We're in the last minute of the 45. Lovely measured ball from Becky. Nash, I think, may have run it out. What's your overall assessment of the half, Darren?
Well, it's been a good game of football. Mumbai have a lot of possession, keeping the ball a lot more, and they look a lot more better in the final third. ODISHA have kind of dropped their shoulders at the moment. They look like they're waiting for that half-time whistle,
which will come in 3 minutes' time. That's what's been added on. A signal by the 4th official, Mr. Pratik Mondal. Rodas's clearance, but really Mohamed Nawaz has not been troubled for quite a long time in this game, has he?
He's looking comfortable at the moment, just like that Mumbai City FC team. Hector Rodas there again, just kicking the ball long. Doesn't need to do that. They need to keep possession of the ball at the moment.
You can see why Mumbai City have failed to score in only one game this year. That was against Kerala Blasters. That's not a bad ball down the line either for Rainier to latch on to. It is Rainier, he'll keep it going. Then it's Cassio Angulo, couldn't control it. And Fowl plays it straight off the opponent. Well, Fowl was culpable in the first instance for the first goal, but Javi fails to take the ball with him. And stays flat on his back in disappointment, not in injury. Still time for Mumbai City to add here with Cassio on the ball. He's looked a good player.
Well, this is where Odisha FC need to put some sort of pressure on Mumbai. They're just allowing them to play the ball around. Jao and Apuya getting a lot of touches.
I suspect that's easier said than done, Darren. That might be just a fraction long. Well, Bipin has had his openings this evening, and this was the last of them. Look at that. The referee dropped the ball, of course, because it had touched him, and Bipin might easily have made it 3-1. Look at that. How many touches can somebody have in a half of a game of football?
He's been all over the pitch, Jao, tonight.
Last attack of the half, I'm sure. It might involve Bipin. It does involve Bipin. Receiving from Cassio, taking on Hendry. Makes him check back. That's good defending. Oh, that's a brilliant little touch. And it is Bipin. And it is Rainier. And they didn't quite read one another's intentions there. Well, they do win it back all too easily. The referee's not yet. He's had a look at the watch. Hasn't got the whistle to his lips though, not yet. I think he'll be shortly bringing proceedings to a close for the time being. With about 8 seconds left if they want to get a third goal now. And it is Rainier. Save had to be made by Kamal Jits. Referee says corner. I suspect though he may blow the whistle for half time before the corner is taken. Especially as Jahu takes his time ambling up there. We're gone beyond the 48-minute mark.
Again, no sort of pressure there on Mumbai City FC. You can see Rainier gets the ball, takes his time, turns and goes for a shot at goal, and Kamal Jit call to action again for Odisha FC.
He's kept the score down. Such a good start for Odisha, but they're second best at the minute. Bipin wanders across. The referee's going to give them the chance to find a third goal from this latest set piece, which will involve Cassio. He'll curl it, it's just over the angle, and the referee will now send the teams down the tunnel back to their dressing rooms. Another good half. Aridai opening the account in the first 5 minutes for Odisha, and then Mumbai. It didn't take them long to hit back. Jahu outstanding, stroked home the equaliser, and Angulo headed Mumbai City, the league leaders, in front. 2-1 the lead at the break.
जिंदगी हो या कबड्डी, भिड़ना है जरूर। 2 साल बाद लौट के आ रहा है वही पंगा और वही
वीवो प्रो कबड्डी हर शाम 7:30 बजे सिर्फ स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर।
ये हम चले। कहो तो वापस चले
ना, मुझे बड़ा मजा आ रहा है।
He wants me to go behind Hiran, and when the Maidan is up, he will come, uthao you and run away. But let me tell you, the Ramayana has just begun.
मेरा परिवार मेरी कमजोरी है और मेरी ताकत भी।
आर्या सीजन 2 डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर।
भाई शुरू करें। ऑडियो एकदम कड़क, खड़े अपन सड़क, लड़की दिखी नहीं दिल धड़क धड़क।
डायलॉग बाजी बंद करो और वो बिजली का बिल भरो।
ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है।
जाइए जाइए, उन्हीं के साथ बैठ जाइए। ये तुम हो निक?
ये तो वो नोट है जो मैंने लिखा है, ये मैं हूँ।
कुछ नया देखने को मिलेगा उधर।
We've got an early goal again here in Vasco. Yeah, some scream. Well, it's so easy for Jahu, easy as you like. 1-1. Across and there for goal.
An exhibition indeed from Mumbai City FC. Despite going a goal down, half-time, it's 2-1 to the Islanders against Odisha FC. As I welcome you to Football United live here from Vasco in the company of Dan Caldera and Paul Macefield, who walking into the show said it was boys against men. Did it look like that, Mace?
What do you think? Yes, I mean that's again slightly embarrassing from Odisha's point of view when you turn around and say yes, they started well, they started on the front foot and did take the game to Mumbai, but after that, I mean, let's be honest, it was the Amajahu show. It really, really was, and Mumbai got a hold of the game, they got themselves into it, and there's only been one team there now, and I can't understand why Odisha are dropping off, allowing Mumbai to have the ball. They've got to try and get back in the game. I know they're trying to keep it tight and maybe try and hit a bit later on, but they're allowing far too much space for Mumbai, who are just using that now as a training exercise by just popping the ball around to each other. It's absolutely unbelievable stuff. It's a wonderful, wonderful display of football from Mumbai.
It almost looked like they needed a goal to be conceded before they could show what they're all about, the Islanders, and that came in the 4th minute through. What should have been the likeliest source as well, Aridai Cabrera looked busy throughout that first half, but this was a defensive mistake that helped them, Darren.
Again, their Murtada fall had a couple of options. They could have done, put it long to Angulo, they could have played it wide and just gives it straight to Habi. I mean, that's a very, very poor mistake. And we've seen Aridai previously do this against BFC, where he cuts in and cuts out. Credit to him, yes, he hits the target, but that's an easy save for Navas. He should be collecting that ball and let's just go in the back of the net.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke all around. Fall giving the ball away when he's got other options. That's the biggest joke. Then Fall's defending there. He gets turned inside out. We don't see that too often. Great bit of skill there from Aridai, but you turn around and look at this goalkeeping, and again, I know we are talking about goalkeepers at the moment. We are highlighting them, and purely and simply from the fact that these are the basics. These are basic goalkeeping techniques that they're getting wrong. He goes over the top of the ball to try and smother it instead of catching it with his hands behind the ball, and it just wriggles through him and goes in the back of the net. And that is why the goalkeepers at the moment, their technical ability and the techniques that they use have to be spot on. Otherwise, they're going to get punished like that. No wonder Buckingham was going absolutely ballistic on the sideline because that is an easy take for the keeper.
And possibly the weakest link in this otherwise pretty strong Mumbai City FC lineup. But let's talk about the strongest link. Paul Masefield is not on commentary. Darren Caldera was on commentary with John Christopher Mansley-Helm. And Jahu turns up like he always does. What about that for a finish? What about that weighted pass to him before the finish, Darren?
I mean, Jahu's having a brilliant game so far. Casio Gabriel as well, another player we're not talking about, but he's been all over the pitch. You know, that's a beautiful layoff. You know, he just lays it off for him. You know, Jahu doesn't have to take that second touch, but he picks his spot, takes his time, and just curls that in the back of the net. That's a beautiful goal and absolutely no chance for Kamaljeet there.
You know, when you're playing with top players, when you talk about pass appreciation, you'll understand this, Anna, when I was talking to you earlier. They've rolled that ball into him, so he doesn't have to have that touch. He can just fire it first time. And being able to just move on to that ball, that started, when we see that angle from behind the goal, it started a good 2-3 yards outside and he's brought it back in wonderfully. But again, that pass appreciation that Jahu is showing to other players and other players are showing to him, it's starting to tell him that's why they've been so dominant.
Jahu got his goal then, but he's never scored and assisted in the same game until today, and that happened in the 38th minute. The 37-year-old turned up with Jahu's free kick, turned into the back of the net. Good glancing header, that.
I mean, beautiful header. It's a very difficult header. These ones, they look easy when you watch them in real time, but it's a very difficult technique because you can't head the ball really. You have to allow it to come on to you and you have to glance it towards goal, and does really well. You'll expect that from Jahu, putting it on a platter always. With the marking there again, he's gone ahead of Isaac, and Isaac should be defending that a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quality ball whipped in, and we always say, don't we, if you put the ball into a dangerous position and you get players running across the goalkeeper, any touch at all could put the ball in the back of the net. It's a simple glance, that's all. Igor Angulo just eats those for breakfast. I mean, it's just getting that little nick to get it into that far post area.